Fantasy Central. I am the commissioner. Great week, week 2, very exciting games. To recap those games, we had Cutler's Butler over Team Mariachi by 36.5 points. Victoria's Secret over the Colts in a closer game than anticipated by 16.5 points. Favre Dollar Footlong scoring over 150 points, a season high against 49ers, wins by 65.5 points. Legion over Juicy Lucy by 9.5 points, the biggest shootout of the season so far, an epic battle. We had the Beavers over the Ninjas by 4.5 points, a game we expected to be close, and it was. The game of the week, 19-0 edges the Onions by 9.5 points. Great games last week. We have great games coming up this week, especially the game between Victoria's Secret and the Beavers, the game of the week. Earlier in the week, we caught up with Griffin Miller, owner of Victoria's Secret, to get his take on the rivalry and his game coming up. Let's go out to Shauna, who's with Griffin.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. I'm here with the owner of Victoria's Secret. What an interesting name. Your mother must be proud. There's a lot of talk, a lot of hype about the rivalry between you and Zach Moon's team, the Beavers.
The Beavers. Yep.
What do you have to say about that?
It's a good rivalry. But then again, sports are, fueled by rivalry. Take a look at the Bears and the Packers. The Cowboys and the rest of the NFL. Everybody hates them.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. What do you contribute to your success so far?
We haven't shown all of our weapons or our colors. We haven't really come out to play yet, but we're tough. And we fought through the first couple games, but we're going to come out and we're going to show all of our colors here soon.
That will be exciting to see. If there was one thing you could say to Mr. Moon, what would it be?
You know what? I really like Moon. He's a good guy. He's a good competitor. A tad wussy at times. But then again, who's not? We're not, but he is. And I really like him. He helps the league a lot. But I think we're going to win because when it comes down to it, sports are about toughness. And he lacks it. He lacks the backbone of toughness when it comes to this league.
Okay, well, we thank you for being on our show, and I'll turn it back to the commissioner.
Looks like there is a little bit of bad blood there. I think that it is a true rivalry. It's not just talk. It's not just smoke and mirrors there. But we weren't gonna let Victoria's Secret have the only word in this matter. And so live right now we have Shauna standing by with Zach Moon, the owner of the Beavers. Let's go out to Shauna.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. I'm sitting here with Zach Moon, the owner of
Coopapedy Beavers.
And it has such an interesting meaning. Could you tell us all what that means?
Well, it's an Aboriginal word from the Australian outback. It's a young men's outhouse.
We just can't ever seem to get away from the wee in some sort.
We
Isn't
can't.
that true?
We can't.
There's been a lot said about your team and the rivalry against Victoria's Secret. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I'm just going to say that this week, we've been looking forward to this week, and we have a secret of our own. And we will
And that will make you victorious?
Exactly. Beavers are going to come out strong. We're not going to be afraid of his weak running backs, supposedly strong. But we should do well this week.
Well, you've done well so far. What do you attribute that to?
Gotta love Breeze. Breeze is the number 2 pick. We love the commissioner. He questioned that pick, but we love him. We love him. He scores us our points each week. Should do well this week. So.
Well, that would be great. What if you could say one thing to the owner of Victoria's Secret? What would it be?
Bring a lunch. It's going to be an all-day job.
That's perfect. Well, we're glad that you're here. We hope your team does well. And back to you, Mr. Commissioner.
Thanks, Shauna. Looks like this is going to be a rivalry for years to come. But for your predictions for the week, we have Juicy Lucy going up against Cutler's Butler. Butler's favored by 3, but we see Andre Johnson coming through. Plays Jacksonville, should have a big day. Expect Lucy to edge Butler out in a close game. We have the Onions playing against $5 footlongs. Expect Chris Johnson to have a rougher day against the Jets than he did last week. And we see Onions just being a little bit better, of a team right now. And so Onions is going to win. They're favored by 14. They'll probably win by about 10. You have the Colts playing the Ninjas. The Ninjas are the best 0-2 team out there. There's a couple the Colts are 0-2 as well. Favored by 32. Flacco plays Cleveland. Ronnie Brown, San Diego. Expect the Ninjas to win by 20 points. Wine 'em, dine 'em, 49 'em. A team that struggled mightily, going against 19-0, which has Rodgers against the Rams. Peterson, doesn't really matter who he plays. He's favored by 21 points. Expect 19-0 to win by a good 20 points. Team Mariachi struggled mightily. You have Legion coming off a big day. He also gets Rivers going against Miami. He's favored by 58 points. Expect Legion to win easily, but not by 58. It's going to be more like 30. Then the game of the week, you have the Beavers playing Victoria's Secret, the epic rivalry, the #1 rivalry in our league. The Beavers are favored by 25 points. Breeze plays Buffalo. Reggie Wayne, Arizona for the Beavers. Secret, Manning, Arizona. Portis does get Detroit. Expect this to be a lot closer than 25 points predicted. The wild card here is Pierre Thomas, which plays for the first time this year. If he can have a big day, Secret could edge out a victory here in a little bit of an upset. If he doesn't, expect the Beavers to win this one and go 3-0. We see the Beavers winning, by 10, in between 10 and 15 points. Should be close, but we see the Beavers coming out victorious. There's your predictions for the week. Now to end, we'll have the rankings, the 1 through 12 rankings here. Number 1, no surprise, 19-0. #1 offense in the league, been the most impressive team by far this year. Number 2 is the Beavers, led by Breeze, who has 9 touchdowns after 2 weeks. Very impressive. They're going to ride him to the finish line. Great team. Number 3, Victoria's Secret. With the trade he pulled off with the Colts, best running back tandem in the league. That's going to make him be in every game he plays in. Number 4, Legion moves up. Big surprise this season so far. 2-0, number 2 offense in the league. Had a big win, last week. Expect them to continue to improve. Number 5, Juicy Lucy. His receivers put up 50 points last week. Had a tough loss, but we see him as a very good team. Number 6, Big Onions. Only loss was to the #1 team. Expect Brady to start doing better. Very solid team. Number 7, $5 footlongs. Scores a season high this last week with over 150 points. We'll see what team shows up. Expect him to make a run for the title this year. Number 8, Cutler's Butler. Getting better every week. Had a big win last week. We'll see, what they do this week before we can, have any prediction on what they're going to do later on. The Ninjas, 2 tough losses. They should go on a win streak here. They're a better team than they've showed. Expect them to be winning some games. 49 lost by 65 points. Anytime you do that, you're struggling. Lot of underachievers on this team. The Colts, valiant effort against Secret. They need better receivers if they want to win against teams like that. And the team coming up last, no surprise, Team Mariachi. Didn't even change his lineup when having 2 injured players. Anytime you do that, you're probably going to stay down here, at the last, be ranked 12th for a little while here. But there's your rankings. That's the addition today for Fantasy Central. Stay tuned for more updates, but that's it for now.